on social media. Hit the share button. Let me know, what do you have going on today. We're going to have some fun talking to Still Waters Ranch, located in Alvin, Texas. I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and I have some guests in studio. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to find out everything that they have going on today.
I'm Jennifer Tisto.
And Rhys Tisdale.
So, the Tisdales. We have the Tisdales in studio. If somebody hasn't met y'all before and they haven't had the opportunity to check out y'all's business, what do y'all have going on?
So we are the owners of Still Waters Ranch. It's a beautiful brand new venue. We've been open about a year and 4 months now, located in Alvin, Texas on 16 acres. And we host weddings, quinceañeras, parties, reunions, all sorts of things.
And where did this start? So you said you're brand new. It started in, I think, 2019, if that's correct. Can we learn about that story? What happened, and why did y'all decide to start this venue?
Yes, we opened in July of 2019, and it was just opening just was kind of a conglomeration of a multitude of things. Through the years, my wife was a school teacher, and then I was also a police detective, and nearing towards the end of our retirement, my retirement, we decided to go in a different direction and try a different business. So.
Yeah, and those are both you think of a school teacher and a police detective. Those are our careers, and I don't want to say like a normal job, because there's a lot of stuff that happens, and every day could be potentially crazy. But to switch from those careers to, hey, let's have a venue, right? That's a pretty big shift.
Yeah, yes, it's a big change, and I guess there was several reasons. As in, I think it was 2017 or 16, I believe it was. Our daughter had fell off the roof of our home, and she was injured and paralyzed for a while. And we spent about a year with KHEA Rehab, which is a phenomenal facility, learning to walk again and all the things that come with spinal cord injury. So that was something that was tragic, and but we were able to overcome over time. And it just seems like through the years, several things have happened to us to change our perspective on life and different things. And police work is, you deal with everybody's terrible days, especially as a detective. It's either a homicide one day or someone's family getting burglarized another, and you try to correct those things. And through the years, after our daughter's injury, she's recovered and is doing well. Then our youngest daughter had a knee injury and lost a college softball scholarship, and she fought through that. We continued through that, and then Hurricane Harvey we had come up.
Forget Harvey, yeah.
Yeah, and so many people lost so much, and we were one of them as well. We lost 3 vehicles, we lost furniture. The house was flooded. But, we continued on, and that's something that, being in the military, that I tried to instill in my family, that we always continue on. We continue no matter what. And then it was May of 2018, like several other families, we had the school shooting. One of our daughters was still in school there. We live around pretty close, within a couple miles of the school in Santa Fe. And my wife taught at Santa Fe as well, but not that particular school, but another school. And we got the call, and I was off that morning and immediately ran up to the school and, got there shortly after the scene was being secured. And my mother was a school teacher there, and we lost my mother, Cynthia, on that day. So, with all those things, not sure why they happened to us or why bad things happen to people in general, but we've had a lot. And, after that, we needed a change for all of us. And weddings, we thought about it. We attended some weddings throughout those couple years, and they kind of gave us an escape, to make us feel better. So we decided to kind of share in those moments, and we put it all on the line. We did our retirement funds, and she quit teaching, and we went for it.
So whose idea was it? Did he approach you, or you all were both ready for that shift?
So we were actually on our way back from a wedding for our niece. And I want to add too, 5 months after his mother was killed, his father passed away from pulmonary fibrosis. And so he unfortunately had to live the remaining 5 months of his life without his wife of 47 years. So, but anyway, we were on our way back from a wedding from our niece in the valley, and we were having a good heart-to-heart discussion, as we had, quite often during those times. And, I said, I think I want to do a change in my life and do something a little different. Going through all of those things had really scarred us mentally. And so he said, let's buy some property. Let's build a wedding venue, and let's be a part of someone's special day. And, I think our main message is not only, to everyone, but to our children, because our children had been through a lot, more than any teenagers should have to go through in their lives in such a short time. And so we wanted to teach our kids and other people that, life's going to throw you so many curveballs, especially it seems now in the times that we live in, but we have to turn those into a positive. And so we looked and searched. It took us about 3 weeks to find the property. It was the perfect location, we felt. We bought it, and off we went. And now we have a beautiful venue that we love so much. So,
do you have any background in design? I know we found out, and we can talk about this as well, but the background of building and everything, but do you have that as well?
No. I knew nothing about weddings. Like I told you before in our pre-interview, we got married at Barry Christian. His father married us, and we had about 20 people at our wedding.
Was it a beautiful wedding, though? It was good?
Yes, it was good.
It's lasted for 23 years.
All the guys in uniform, whoever was on shift that morning in League City, we probably had, at that time in the mid-'90s, we had maybe 8 guys on the shift. Now we got about 25 running around, but everybody in uniform showed up. My dad was a Baptist minister, and he married us, and so that was special.
That is cool.
But 23 years and 2 kids later, we survived, so I think it worked fine for us.
Yeah.
But we highly recommend you having a beautiful big wedding at a venue because it's so much fun.
Yeah. But the design process, I think I told you, we have talked that, I also do construction on the side. As an officer, you get a lot of time off if you work 12-hour shifts. So through the years, I learned construction, and that's why, we kind of went on a limb, and we knew we could construct it. We knew we could provide a good product, and then it was just learning the business, what people need and what they want. And we've partnered with some good, we've fortunate to have like Hometown Bank really took a risk on us and gave us that loan. It's a lot of money to open up a nice facility. It's 15,000 square feet. So
whenever y'all were looking for the right property, did you know you wanted it in Alvin? Did you know we need this much land? What were the things that y'all were looking for?
Well, we researched wedding venues in our area. We had been to some weddings from some friends up north, down south, and we kept coming back to the area that we happen to live in. Everybody's always having to go to Conroe, Montgomery County, and there's several there. And there's not really any for Friendswood, Pearland, Alvin. There's small venues, and there's some beautiful smaller venues that do 100, 150 people. We can do 350 people at our place. And we kept saying if we got to do it, it's got to be big so that, it kind of sets you apart from some of the other ones. Lake Jackson, I think, has a couple venues, and Rose Sharon, but there was none. This area is really growing, Galveston County and Brazoria County, and there really wasn't anybody to accommodate them without having to drive up north. So that's why we chose the Alvin area.
So you'll get the venue open, right? You build it, and I'm sure that's a process as well, trying to figure out what do we need, what do we not need. 2019, everything's a cakewalk, right?
Well, then we had COVID.
Right.
That was challenging. Luckily for us, we were still under construction whenever COVID hit, and so that helped us quite a bit. We didn't have to move a lot of weddings. We opened in July of 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, July of 2020. So we had a little bit of COVID behind us, but that was a challenge. That was just one more thing. You're like, oh, great.
Right.
We jump into a wedding venue, and then here we come with the pandemic. But we survived. We survived, and it's doing okay. So.
And y'all do more than weddings as well. So a lot of we were talking before we started, and there's a lot of different things y'all have had the opportunity to do, and things y'all are open to. How has it been so far?
It's a blast. Obviously, weddings are our typical clients, but we are fortunate to have booked other events. We have the Santa Fe ISD Gala coming up. We've had the Friendswood junior high dance. That was a blast. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun. We've had Alvin FFA banquet. They booked us for the second year in a row. We've had the Solely on His Stables event. Strong When Weak had their concert a couple months ago, and they've booked us for next year as well. So we have a lot of banquets and things coming up. We're hoping to hit that corporate veil and have some corporate events. Those have been a little slow because of COVID, so hopefully those will pick up. But yeah, it's been fun.
So I got to say hi to Amber Murphy, and her. She's one of the owners of Butler. So I was talking about earlier,
Yes.
and so one thing that I've seen with the wedding venues and event venue community, they will, once you get to know each other and stuff, they kind of help each other, which is interesting because there's always that competition. That's what I think of, like, but it's more of a community because, Stillwater's Ranch, Butler's Courtyard, they're totally different concepts, for different people. And if it's not for Butlers, maybe Butlers be like, hey, this is perfect for them out in Alvin.
Yeah, so there's only so many days. There's 52 Saturdays a year, 52 Fridays, and our local venues in our area, Santa Fe and Alvin, we work a lot with a couple of them as well. So if someone calls and books our day, we always recommend, if they have to be married on whatever that date is and we're booked, we'll recommend them to the other business in our area. So it just helps everybody, and vice versa. They help us as well.
What are some things? I know you had mentioned that you had some counsel from a different venue saying, like, hey, looking this over, maybe you should add this and this. What were some of those things that maybe y'all didn't think about, but somebody with that background?
Yeah, so we had construction background, obviously, because I build custom homes when I retired from police department. I still do that, and that company's called Mystique Homes. So, but yes, I reached out to a wedding venue up north, actually in Montgomery County, and talked to the lady there and just told her why we wanted to open a venue. And she's like, you know what, I'll help you guys out. We had a semblance of a design that we wanted. We knew we wanted the farmhouse style, which there's several of those, but none in our area at the time. And I said, what's things I need to know that I don't know? And she's like, well, you need this much storage room. We had no idea you need so much storage. We have 3 storage rooms and tables and chairs and, equipment, just cleaning supplies, different
Probably
things.
need a fourth.
So, yeah, probably need a fourth. We had to build a garage already to house your lawn equipment to take care of 16 acres and keep it manicured. That's a full-time job. I have a guy out there that comes twice a week just to maintain the grounds.
Yeah.
We have a 1-acre pond. It's fully stocked with fish. The people love coming during the day, and we let them fish there during the day, and the groomsmen have a great time. We've got a 3,000 square foot courtyard that's fully astroturfed, so there's games and cornhole. But those are things that we knew we wanted to incorporate into the business, but we weren't certain. But that other venue was very gracious and helped us with all that information.
And I will say, when we started out, we were going to do everything ourselves. We were going to mow ourselves. We were going to landscape ourselves. We were going to do everything ourselves. That has changed quite a lot. We have great staff. We have wonderful staff. Most of them have been with us since we opened. We love our staff so much, and so they treat the venue like it's their own, and they make life a lot better as far as helping out. So.
With 16 acres, that's a lot of land. It seems like y'all could add more storage if y'all wanted to, or a different kind of a different building here or there. Is there anything else that y'all don't have yet that you think in the future you may want to build out there?
Yes. I would love to have a farm behind there for people to take pictures with animals.
When you say a farm, what do you mean?
I mean, like maybe some longhorn or a beautiful white horse, or just things that we could use, like, because animals are just, I have tons of animals at home. I love animals, and they were great therapy for me during everything we've been through. Plus, now I just love to go home after a long day and just relax with them. And so I think it would be really cool, a great photo op. But I don't know. I haven't convinced the boss over here yet. But it would definitely be something I would like to do. But
what do you think?
Well, it's just animals, a lot of work. So we got to fence in the entire property. We got half of it already fenced in, and but we do have deer. So I like the deer. We have a feeder back there. The deer come out in the evenings, and it's really neat to see the deer in the surrounding area. So,
what kind of animals do y'all have at home?
Oh, I have 3 mini cows, mini Herefords. We have 3 mini goats.
So you have a farm at home.
We
You
do.
literally have a farm.
we could just bring the farm over there. Yes.
And we could. I'm just worried they would moo and bath through every event, and that would be a little stressful. But yes, we do. We have 3 dogs and 2 barn cats.
So the cats, the dogs, you said mini goats and mini cows?
Yes.
It's like a petting zoo.
It is.
Yeah.
And you'll have, earlier before we went on, I think y'all are expecting a new addition to the family?
We are. So our daughter, who had the terrible accident in 2016, is now having our first grandson. He is due at any second. So we are so excited about that adventure. Yeah. So
anytime your phone rings, is that what you're expecting?
Yes.
You look for the text or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Or the little child needs money.
Yeah. She's in college in Austin playing softball and having a good time, but she gets to come home for break actually tomorrow. So
yeah.
What did the rest of the family, like the girls, or what did they think about this new transition into the wedding venue or the venue business?
They absolutely love it. They both help. The oldest one helps part-time. Obviously, she has a full-time job of her own, and she's got, an infant coming or a baby coming. So, but she does help out at the venue. They know the business because one day it will be theirs. And so the youngest daughter loves to bartend for extra cash. We like that, too, because we're like ATM machines when it comes to the youngest child. But she helps out, and she's very excited about helping out when she's home from Christmas break, and she comes in the summer and helps. So they both love it. So
awesome. So with all that land, are y'all going to add? I'm thinking, and y'all may have this already, like a spot for like the grooms or like a family or anything.
Yeah, we've actually thought about it. It just takes more investment. Right now we're still. It's going to be several years before we even think about getting close to paying off a loan, But yeah, we'd actually thought about putting like the little cottages in the back. We have an additional 8 acres. Pretty much the majority of the venues on the front 8 acres, and we have 8 acres in the back that we've contemplated. That's why we bought so much land, that one day we think cottages would be really nice to put back there, or maybe a secondary venue where maybe a little smaller where they could do receptions and
showers,
or
baby
showers,
and, wedding showers, that kind of thing.
But yeah, with like we brought up COVID earlier. While we were in construction, it went totally dormant for 3-4 months, and we actually had to, put our loan in the back end. And we got a little scared at one point. It's like, oh, there's no income now. They're going to shut us down. The state, the government, and thank God they end up opening it up. And people have had a good time, and we try to keep people as safe as possible. If they want to wear a mask, they wear a mask. It's their facility with their family, so we sanitize daily. We keep things very clean. We have a cleaning crew that comes in every night. So, but yeah, as far as the place, we can expand. It just depends on what we want to do as we grow. So,
do you ever miss being a police detective?
I do. I had a good career. I got to do a lot of things. Started off as any officer would on the streets. Worked my way up to narcotics. Worked, in different narcotic entities in the area, and eventually became just a full-time detective after my younger days were behind me, and ended my career doing cold cases, which was really neat. We had never had full-time cold case in League City. We had several cases that needed to be solved. Myself and a partner of mine, we both got to do genealogy, which I knew nothing about, but as I've always done, just like in the wedding business, reaching out to somebody who knows a little more than I did, we were able to do genealogy and reach out to genealogists. And the Calder Road, what's been dubbed the killing fields, we had 4 women that were left for dead there in the late 80s and early 90s. My partner and I, my boss at the time, we all 3 dove into genealogy and getting DNA profiles, and we're able to solve 2 of the unknown women right before my career, before I hung it up.
Yeah.
And, after you've done all that, it's like, what else is there? It was kind of the pinnacle. I felt really good about what I accomplished through the years. And then when this opportunity arose, I just went for it.
What about you, Jennifer? Do you ever miss teaching?
I do. I miss all those sweet little babies that would come in and hug me every morning.
What did you teach? What age group as well?
I started out in kindergarten. I taught kinder for 9, and then I taught 2nd grade for 1 year, and then moved to 3rd grade, and that's where I finished off. I miss my teacher friends, our morning chats and afternoon, chats about our day. And, I met some wonderful parents. I was very fortunate to have just amazing kids. And so I definitely miss those. We do keep in touch. I have a couple of kids that came back and are getting married at our venue. Some of the ones I taught way back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's really, really neat. But I do miss teaching. But I do love this new adventure that my husband was amazing in letting me do. I love watching people just start their journey together. And I love being my own boss. That's something that's really fun. So yeah, I really enjoy it. So
I think it takes a special person to be an entrepreneur, start your own business, be your own boss, have that discipline and a team. And I can see that with the two sides of y'all, making it happen.
Yeah, one, entrepreneurship is a huge risk. I mean, you have your normal job. I mean, just like leaving the police department for me and leaving teaching, our insurance is pretty much paid for. We pay that ourselves now. So, every month there's costs and expenditures. But, nothing venture, nothing gain, right? That's kind of the saying. So I've always been a risk taker, I just, between sports and fishing, which I love, fishing tournaments, I just can't stop getting competition.
Yeah.
And to me, it was kind of a challenge. Can we do something?
Do you fish as well?
No, I shop.
You shop.
She shops. So.
It's a competition.
Yeah.
I get my great shopping done when he's on a fishing trip.
No one's gonna outshop me.
I'll go. I like to go out in the boat and just enjoy the sunshine and just the relaxation of it. But I cannot catch a fish to save my life. So I just
Are y'all ready for Christmas? Speaking of shopping,
done.
It's
yes,
here.
Ready.
Yeah. She's professional. She's
Amazon just lives at the house.
It's my house too. That's crazy how that. Yeah. Just things change. Oh, something else I wanted to ask you about teaching. Did you get the opportunity to do like Zoom teaching with the 2nd and 3rd graders, or?
No, I was that old-fashioned teacher. Like I still loved my overhead. It killed me when they took it away from me. I did not do the Zoom. I was out by the time they started all the Zoom. No, I did not do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to do that. I'm just not good with that kind of stuff.
That added a lot of stress because I have younger kids.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was difficult, and so I all the teachers, all the respect.
Yes. Oh,
them,
absolutely. I feel really bad for some of my teacher friends. That's a tough thing to do, and I firmly believe that kids learn better in the classroom in that setting, and so I can't imagine what they've been going through. I really feel for them. So
yes. So if you're just now joining us, we're talking about Still Waters Ranch in Alvin, Texas, talking with Jennifer and Rhys Tisdale about their journey and the venue and everything else. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that y'all wanted to bring up?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all. We have a Facebook, an Instagram. We would love for you to come follow us. The Still Waters Ranch is our Instagram, and then just Still Waters Ranch is our Facebook. But please come join and like our page and follow us and see all of the beautiful events that we have going on at the venue every week.
Yeah, and we do tours, or she does the tours. I pretty much just make sure the ground stays clean and everything keeps working, right?
Yeah.
Doorknobs fall, you never
He's
know.
like the maintenance
Something
engineer.
happens, yes. So, but she does tours on a daily basis, or our manager will take care of tours. But even if you just want to see a beautiful place, a farmhouse setting, some rustic type farmhouse construction, you're welcome. Anybody's welcome to come by, make an appointment, and look at the place.
And how about you mentioned the name of your custom home building, the construction company. What is it called again?
Mystique Homes.
Mystique,
and that's MYSTIQUE. So it's.
Where did that come from? Where did that name come from?
We just needed a name, and Mystique basically means like luxury, I guess.
Yeah.
Definition of luxury, kind of, and I forget how we found it. It just seemed like a neat name. And, and starting that business, I had a partner at one time, and he helped me get started, as far as financial, building homes. And after a few years, he says, hey, you can go out on your own. And again, another leap of faith, took a chance, and it was good for me. It gave me another avenue to provide for my family. It goes with a lot of hard work. I mean, I started that in 05 or 06, I think it was, and in 07 we had the housing crisis, and I lost money on a house. And she's like, what are we doing? And and it's kind of like when we did the venue, then we have COVID. Like, what are we doing? Here we did it to ourselves again, but again, we just persevered and kept going, and it seems to always work out. What you put into it is what you get out of it. People think a lot of times, they say, oh man, you're so blessed, you have this and that. Well, we are blessed, but we also made that blessing. We paved that way. We don't get home at 4 or 5 o'clock and sit and do nothing. We would get off work. She would get off work as teaching. I would get off work as police detective at 5 or 6 at night. We'd be till midnight, drafting contracts, doing clients, doing paperwork, ordering lumber, just constant. And that's just how we are. We love business, and we love just, working. So
I would like to share where we got the name Stillwaters from, because I think that's very important. So his father, as he said, was a
Baptist minister.
And so Psalm 23 was one of his favorite psalms. And so that's where we came up with Stillwaters Ranch. And so we did build the venue in his parents' honor, and we wanted to make sure that they had a piece of that. And so that's where we came up with Stillwaters Ranch.
23 leadeth me beside the still waters. So that's where we came up with.
Yeah, and in fact, I had a bride not too long ago. They toured last year. Loved the venue. We get a lot of people that ask us, why did you build a venue? And so we obviously share our story with everyone, and we have no problem with sharing our story. We love sharing it with people, and hopefully we'll be an inspiration to them. But she asked me our story, and we told her our story, and so she got married about a month ago, and she walked into the venue that morning, and she had this big, huge package that was wrapped, and I'm like, Megan, what are you doing? And she's like, this is for you. And so I opened it, and it was a beautiful custom-made picture that had our psalm on it, and we hung it right when you walk in. We hung it so that everybody could see it when they walked in, and so that was such an amazing gift, very thoughtful gift, and it just made me. It just makes me feel really good that I feel like what we did was
right.
Was right.
Yeah.
So
what about some goals, like going into the future, or even now? Like, what's the long-term goal for you guys?
I want to be booked 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yeah. The booking events and weddings that seem to happen on the weekends. We hope to get more corporate events. We do a lot of things within the community as people find out more about us. Schools and functions, and we'd love to have those during the weekday, because one, it not only helps out our community, it helps out all our employees. We have about, I don't know, maybe
9.
Yeah, 9, 10 employees, maybe 15 with our bartenders that, do the stuff at night. But, it helps them, because the more hours for them, helps their families. But we just love what we do now, and it's really neat. And the more business, the better.
Yeah, it seems like the weddings are coming back.
Yes.
For a while they weren't, and then it was like the Zoom weddings, and people were just like, why are we waiting? We pushed it off a year and a half or whatever, but it's time to get married. Like, how many weddings, I guess, would y'all say y'all do a year?
Oh gosh, I think last year we did 156. That's what we counted.
Oh, I don't know if it was that many. I know we've probably booked that many, but you're always booking
for
most
the next
people
year?
6 months to a year ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we booked 156, but
I
I'm not sure. We usually have at least 2 every weekend.
At least. Last week we had 4. Week before that we had 6.
That's awesome to seem like if you're booked, the weekends are booked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our Saturdays for 2022, but besides July and August, are completely booked. You always want to just do better. So
July and August gets too hot, right?
Yes. Bless our teachers' hearts. A lot of our teachers get married in the summer because they're off.
Yeah.
And so that's our typical clientele in the summer. But
also in our 16 acres, it's across the street is a rice canal, and it's very open and spacious. And we actually have an outdoor chapel There's no air conditioning. It's just the sides is open, but it's covered. It's a beautiful outdoor chapel if you go to our website and look at it. And we have old-timey pews that we built and put them in there. And even during July and June, you would think it's hot, but the breeze is always blowing. We've set it up where the south wind will blow right through the place the entire time, or a north wind.
You come inside, we get that AC down, it's pumping.
Yeah, so the people usually they really enjoy that. It's just a nice facility.
Awesome.
We have plenty of fans outside on the walls and everything else. So.
Cool. I think we talked about everything. Is there anything else again that we haven't touched on that y'all would?
I don't think so.
No.
Very grateful that you had us here today, though.
I'm excited that y'all were able to make it.
This was my official first radio interview.
How was it? Was it fun?
Great.
It's easy, huh?
Yes, I lost a little bit of sleep last night about it, but I'm good now.
Good. All right.
So one more time, if somebody wants to learn more information, come check out the venue. What's the best way for them to get in contact or see pictures? How do they do that?
So they can reach out on social media. We do have a website as well. If you go to our Facebook page or Instagram, our website link is on there. It's www.thestillwatersranch.com. And you can contact us that way, and we would be happy to help you guys out.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.9